Hello and welcome to Chuck's Diecast Car and Model Reviews. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun here. We're going to take a look at a model of a fictional car. We're going to take a look at a model of the Mach 5 as driven by Speed Racer in the cartoon series from the 1960s. This model is made by Ertl, and it's a pretty fun little model, actually. It's got a lot of detail in it that you may recognize from the cartoon. And so let's go ahead and take a look at it here, okay? But let's start on a little background about Speed Racer in the cartoon. I didn't really know much about the cartoon, being that I hadn't watched it since I was probably, 9 years old or something. And by the time I had been watching it, it was actually already a relatively old cartoon as well. It was made in, I think, 1966 and 1967, and they made 52 episodes of the series. It is, of course, Japanese, and the actual name for the series in Japan was called Mach Go Go Go. And also Speed Racer was not named Speed Racer. His name was Go Mifune. And if you recall, Speed wore a blue shirt with the letter G on it, and the G stood for Go. And the M, here, as you can see on the car, did not stand for Mach, as I always thought. It stood for Mifune Motors, who built the car. And of course, Speed's father, Pops, is the one who made the car. So let's go ahead and take a look at this model here. It's like I said, it's a fun model, and it's got a few of the features that the car showed in the comic or the cartoon. And of course, a lot of these features are just kind of silly, but they're still fun. If you recall correctly, the features were operated by some buttons that were on the center of the steering wheel. Now, one of these features was this here, which was a pop-up camera, as you can see there. A second feature, which is kind of hard to get to here, but it's this little door here, and inside there you can see a little hawk-shaped drone that would pop out of this hole and fly around and scout ahead for Speed Racer or whatever. And so that's pretty neat as well. One thing that you don't get on this model is a bubble which extended over the whole top of the car, making it into a submarine. In fact, I actually have a larger model of the Speed Racer car, which is about 1.5 feet long. It's all plastic instead of die cast like this. And it does come with the plastic bubble you can put over the top to make it a submarine. And it also comes with little figures of Speed Racer and his two little young cohorts, Spritle and Chim Chim, the chimp. So anyway, those are the features you can see from the top here. Okay, now the engine bay does open here, as you can see, and it's got a V12 engine in there, so that's kind of neat to see. And the trunk opens as well. It looks like it's barely able to fit Spritle and Chim Chim, but it does open. All right, now the other features are viewable from the bottom here, and those are, first of all, the saw blades, which would pop out of the front there and amazingly be able to saw right through trees as Speed Racer is going 100 miles an hour through the forest. This world's strongest and sharpest and most powerful saw blades in the universe. So there you go. Also, if you recall, Speed did have this means of using these sort of hydraulic jacks, 4 of them, which Speed would use to jump over obstacles and over ravines or whatever, and so on and so forth. So again, those were very silly, but they were part of the fun of Speed Racer. And the only other feature that I can recall that it had that this does not have is, of course, you could push a button and suddenly these amazing all-terrain treads would appear on the car, and then it could drive over or through any conditions there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of the car here. Of course, the doors do open here, which is neat. And interestingly, if you'll notice here, the car is left-hand drive, but it has the rearview mirror on the right side. So don't ask me why, but that's the way this model is made. And when you take a look at the interior, I mean, it's just got a pretty basic cartoon-like interior there, and you can see the steering wheel with the little buttons in the center there to activate all the features. Okay, now, of course, having Speed Racer's car would not be complete unless you had Racer X's car. Okay, and of course, Racer X is the unknown race car driver because he had a mask on, and somehow Speed Racer could never figure out that Racer X was actually his long-lost brother, Rex Racer. Just like nobody can figure out that Clark Kent looks exactly like Superman wearing glasses. It's the magic of cartoons and comics. But anyway, again, this is a neat little model here. I don't know if I like Rex Racer's car more than Speed's car, but it didn't have all the fancy gadgets, but it was mid-engine, so we can take a look at Rex's engine there. And there you go. And we can take a look at the interior of Rex's car as well. And then Rex's car does have actually 2 pop-up little things, but only one of them operates, and I guess that's another camera right there. I don't remember that from any of the episodes, but then again, it's been decades since I've seen the actual cartoon. So there you go. That's my little duo of Speed Racer cars. I hope you enjoyed that look, and if so, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Have a great day.